Jack Quaid stars in this new movie about a guy who can't feel pain. But the real question is, did we feel the pain watching it? Find out tonight on 20,000 Films Under the Sea. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of 20,000 Films Under the Sea. I'm your director tonight, Ernell Pearson, alongside my baby boy, DJ Simfix.
What it do, baby?
So, not really. So, you did some casting stuff this week?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I competed. I competed this week.
Oh, yeah, the fight.
I was the first matchup on the stream, and I won my match pretty handily. Handily.
Gotcha. Okay. So what'd you place? What was your place on this?
I mean, that was like the only win I had. It was the first match.
Okay.
But I did take a game off a really good player. But he beat me, and then it's double elimination, so I went down into the lower bracket.
Okay.
And then I had to play this. I had to play this guy who's playing out of Central America.
Oh.
So his connection was like, because we do allow like the Central America, South America, some of the South America regions
Sure.
to play. But the connection was pretty bad, and it kind of threw me off. But I definitely could have played better, though. Definitely could have played better. But
sure, yeah.
At least I won the match that, when the cameras were on, the lights were bright. I still
Pressure
got
was
mine.
on. Yeah, dude. Hey, it happens, man. You know what I'm saying? You did the motherfucking thing, if you will. Yeah. Well, I'm glad we had a pretty decent week this week, my good sir DJ. We have a pretty quiet week here at Good Kraken because some schedule complications. Garrick is sick. He had lots of stuff kind of going on, but we're here to kind of help people end the week right, if you know what I mean. Because today we are getting into a new movie that's recently came out, because this is 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want each and every week. If you like that, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services near you. If you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/goodkraken. Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, DJ
Prime Gaming.
And we would love for you to give that to us to help keep the lights on and cameras rolling. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, hitting subscribe, or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea. We'll be right there waiting for you. I wish I had Xander's like Murphy's Monday sound.
Yeah.
Something like it, like an equivalent, you know what I'm saying? DJ?
What's up, brother?
We have some director's commentary, my friend. Guys, we do have a new episode this week so far of The Shipwreck Show. That was me, Devin, Xander, and DJ. Got a chance to talk about a couple different things, but I'm kind of swinging into a rundown of my trip down to Vegas with my band for our Vegas showcase, and kind of loosely started talking a little bit about band guy shit. So DJ had a great time, but it was quite the adventure. So if you want to hear a lot about me and this trip down to Vegas, you can go check that bad boy out. It's worth checking out for you guys. So we want to apologize for no death ratio this week. Like we mentioned earlier, Garrick is unfortunately sick, and Devin was having some schedule complications. So unfortunately, they were not able to record the episode this week. But for all of you good Kraken diehards out there that listen to our whole spread of content, they will be back next week for some more video game news for you guys. So just hang tight. Garrick is like near his deathbed. This dude's
he's not having a good time.
Yeah,
he's struggling.
It is fighting for his motherfucking life, if you will. This poor guy. DJ, We also have D&D. Songs from the Abyss is coming back. We
Yep.
took a week off so that I could go on that trip to Vegas. We will be back with another episode this following Monday, which is when those episodes go live for you early access folks. That will be live on Saturday afternoon, so you guys will not have to worry so much about that. But let's see. Let me 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 see. Let's see. Oh, yes, that's right. GK Fest, we have to unfortunately reschedule. There's a lot of weird schedule shit that we got going on in our own personal lives. Yeah. People taking trips, people doing this, people doing that, Garrick almost dying. That we're kind of in a spot where instead of trying to force it and having one or two of us not be present for a thing, we decided to scooch this bad boy over to the beginning of April. So March 31st will be the official kickoff of GK Fest. We will be here, we'll be clear, we will be proud and present, as one Devin would say. So you guys can come hang out with us. We'll have a whole week of wonderful content for you guys to come in and enjoy it, and we can fill you guys in on what our year is going to be looking like for 2025 going into 2026. So you guys can come in and hang out with us for that. So it'll be a fun time. In the meantime, DJ, we have our next segment, my good sir. What would that be?
We, of course, been pioneering, pushing this new segment, right? Trying to get the information out there to you. And
ain't that right?
We gotta step on our soapbox because we got our monologue.
The monologue. The Monologue is our segment where we talk a little bit about some new releases that are coming out over the course of this week. We have a all right slate, a lot of stuff coming out today, actually, and then kind of drip feeding for the remainder of the week going into next Friday here. So today we have obviously Novocaine came out in theaters. That is a movie we are reviewing today. We got a new hit for a movie called The Electric State dropping on Netflix. Fun fact, I saw someone make a post about that earlier. He said it's worse than Rebel Moon.
Oh, wow.
You know how bad a movie has to be worse than Rebel Moon, man. Oh my god. So I'm gonna end up watching. I'll probably watch it on Sunday or something like that just to kind of see like what the tizzy is about it. But it's got a fucking huge cast. I'm a little bit shocked, but I suppose we will see. You can't always trust everybody else's opinion. So, and then in theaters, we got The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. That's right, the first Looney Tunes movie we've had in a really, really long time, especially in theatrical release. That is Looney Tunes Adventure. I mean, there's not really much else to say about that. So, if you're into Looney Tunes, go check that bad boy out. We got a movie called Black Bag that's also hitting theaters. This is a movie. Gosh, who was on this bad boy? Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender. Let's say I can't remember how we pronounce it. It's French, so Roger Jean Page, I think it is, and then Pierce Brosnan is in this movie as well. But it is, if I remember correctly, like a secret agent who is like suspected of like whistleblowing or some shit like that. Has to like deal with a bunch of shit because of it. So sounds cool. If you're into spy thrillers, that'll be worth checking out. Let's see. When Life Gives You Tangerines officially drops on Netflix today. That is good old Asian content. If you guys are trying to check that out, support the good old AAPI love that we have around here. Definitely go check that bad boy out. Monday, March 17th, we have Anora, the movie that swept the Oscars this year, dropping on Hulu. And that is the movie about the sex worker who gets involved with a rich guy for some crazy rich scheme thing that they're pulling off. And apparently the movie is really fucking good. Me and Marilyn really want to watch that bad boy, but didn't get a chance to. So now we definitely will be. Thursday, March 20th, Den of Thieves 2 Pantera officially drops on Netflix. So if you guys didn't get a chance to see that in theaters when we reviewed it, you guys now will get a chance to watch it for free on Netflix. So, and then lastly, next Friday, March 21st, DJ, we have Snow White dropping in theaters. A movie that we'll probably not be reviewing because fuck Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Fucker,
True. Fuck that bit.
um, I'd be way happier reviewing the other movie coming out next Friday, Ash, which is dropping on theaters. That is a Shudder production that is getting fucking accolades for being a survival horror movie. And so it's sci-fi survival horror movie. So I'm really excited for that one. And then Wicked officially drops on Peacock next Friday as well. I have not yet watched that. I definitely plan on it now that it's coming out on Peacock. Funny enough, I heard that movie is very good. So we will see how that goes. I might end up really liking it because I kind of like musicals, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's right.
I'm not a big musical guy, but you know.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. An acquired taste for sure. I don't like
I
all
mean,
musicals.
like I did theater in high school, man. Like I had my fair share of musicals.
Yeah,
okay?
you got enough,
Yeah,
dude. I totally get it, and I think that's probably because I did some theater in high school too. I think that's probably why I don't like all musicals, because there's some that like people really fuck with that I'm like, you know what I mean? Didn't really like Sweeney Todd. Wasn't really into Sweeney Todd. You'd think I would be, but no, not really into it. I like the newer Phantom of the Opera more than the original. Fun fact for you guys. Guys, we're getting into our headlining segment now. Let's talk about it. DJ, what are we doing?
Well, of course, you know, this is the star of the show, right? This is what the people came to see. This is what people put their hard-earned cash towards. Okay, it is the final cut.
The final cut. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? Just insert sword slashes here. Guys, tonight for the final cut, we are doing Novocaine. A spoiler-free review for all of you. When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her. DJ, what a movie, man. Yep. Released March 14th, 2025. Directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson, who have worked on titles such as Body, Villains. Sorry, I misspelled Villains real bad in there. Real fucking bad. And Significant Other. All were very, how would you say it? Independent films, if you will. Very independent films. And they are a tag team director team, so they don't go solo. They do stuff together. Written by Lars Jacobson, who has worked on some more independent films like Baby Blues, Day of the Dead, Bloodline, and Fight Night: The $1 Million Heist. But the music, on the other hand, done by guys who have ample experience, Lorne Balfe and Andrew Kozinski, I think is how he pronounces it. Lorne Balfe is known for working on D&D, Honor Among Thieves, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, the Wheel of Time series on Amazon, and a whole plethora of others. And then Andrew, Mr. Kozinski, I think is how it is. Yep.
Yeah, Kozinski. I think it's Kozinski.
I think Kozinski. Yeah, that would make sense. He did additional music for movies like Dune Part 1 and 2, Top Gun Maverick, and Aquaman, plus a whole fucking huge resume of much, much more too. So really great music picked out with these guys. So a budget of $18 million. Box office of $1.8 million so far. Technically 1.78. But yeah, whatever. They'll hit it by the end of the night. And then a runtime of 1 hour and 50 minutes. Now, DJ, I scoured the internet for this fucking movie. Okay, for some fun facts of this movie. There wasn't really anything worth sending home about. You know, the only thing really that I saw is that this movie had a budget of $18 million, and they were considering that a loss. They really did not think that this movie was going to do well. And it might not, to be honest with you. We'll be talking about it here in a second. But that's the only thing I could really find. All the other information was just stuff about Jack Quaid coming from The Boys, and the movie's production kind of schedule. There was one thing about this movie being comparable to a Indian movie of like the same sort of plot line. But you know, sometimes that can happen. Anyways, DJ, let's get it. Doggy dog. What were your thoughts on Novocaine?
Man, Novocaine is something I did not expect. I mean, like I watched the
Sure.
one trailer for this, and it was a pretty hype trailer. You know, all I knew was is it's Jack Quaid, and the premise of it is that he has a condition where he just doesn't feel pain. It's not that he's immortal. He's not a superhuman. He just has a neurological condition that he doesn't feel pain, and it's a real life because some people have a real life condition.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a thing. It's
That
a
is,
thing.
yeah. So like you don't know if your hand's burning because you don't feel it,
Hmm.
because the receptors are not like sending it to your brain or something. Um, and so that Jack Quaid plays as Nathan. He's like an assistant manager at this small bank. Um, and he's just pretty lived a pretty normal life. Goes to work, made the assistant manager position. He's chilling. Until he falls in love with one of the I think the
He's a teller. She's a
bank
teller. Yeah.
bank teller. Yeah, one of the bank tellers, and they have a little cute little like awkward ish like kind of first steps into dating each other. Um, I know in the movie it doesn't state the age of Nathan, but like Jack Quaid plays a very angsty and anxious like early 20s guy
Yeah.
you ever see. You will
Yeah.
ever see.
And he plays it really well,
Yeah.
dude. Like he plays
He
it
plays
really,
it
really well.
really well. Like if I didn't know like Jack Quaid's like age, like going into this film, I would have thought, yeah, this guy's probably in his like early 20s or like maybe mid 20s.
Did you
You know what I
did you know
mean?
his age going into this?
I knew like of it. I know it's not what I think it is.
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
you
for sure.
think it
What
will be.
what
Yeah.
what's your
You know what I mean?
guess? What's your guesstimate?
He's like 30 something. He's got to be
Close.
like 30 something.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Is he
you're in
40?
there. The 32. 32. 32.
32. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's pretty young. Still pretty young. But he looks like the way he acts in this, if he feels even younger.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
so
He feels like
uh
25 in this movie. Yeah.
dude, yeah, like exactly 25, like 25, maybe like 23, 24. Like it's pretty incredible how he can act in that way. But of course, since he works at a bank, it gets robbed, and his girlfriend partner gets abducted by them.
Mhm.
And he goes out and stops them. This movie um starts off pretty like I wouldn't say slow. It's kind of it kind of starts off like a cheesy rom-com or like a like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
romance film, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it does it so well that you kind of just get sucked into that portion. You're like, oh well, this is kind of nice. Like you forget like what movie you're about to see. If you didn't watch the trailer before, like you're if you
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
into the movie blind, you're sitting there like, oh, okay. All right, yeah, I see the vision. I see the vision of where this is going. And if you did know how it was gonna go, you have an idea of like how you think it's gonna go, right?
Right.
And then it
Right.
kind
Right.
of
Right.
flips on your head a little bit. Um the action scenes are pretty cool. Like just um the way Jack Quaid like the choreography in these action scenes, because we're in this like genre of film, uh of action films that are like like it's John Wick adjacent.
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
starts with nobody, and then we got Monkey
Sisu.
Man,
Yeah, Monkey Man. Yep.
Sisu,
Yep.
Monkey
Yep.
Man. Was it Love Hurts?
Yep. Love
Right, or
hurts. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Love Hurts, and then now we have Novocaine.
Mhm.
So it's kind of been branching off like that. So, but in all those other films, besides Monkey Man, um, it's all those main characters are trained in some way.
Right.
Jack Quaid, Nathan is a regular dude that just does not feel pain.
Yeah.
And he uses it, and the way he acts and the way it's choreographed, he uses it in a way that it's like, oh, like I'm getting hit. Like, of course, like, if your body gets hit, like there's some trauma there. And of course, like he passes out, you can still pass out. You can still,
Mhm.
have your bell rung. It's just that you won't feel it or know it's coming. Um, and so it creates really dynamic scenes when Nathan's in it, and he's like, moving around. He's getting hit. He's like taking all this abuse, and he's just getting up. He's like, whoa, whoa, wait, like he's just like talking casually. It's like, hey man, he dips his hand in like a fucking deep fryer, and then he just like fucking,
Just
he feels nothing.
mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Like there's a badass scene. I think I can say this without spoiling it, but there's like a bunch of glass on the floor,
Oh my
and he just
god,
starts
that part goes
punching the
fucking
glass.
crazy, dude.
Dude, he
That
starts
part was
punching the
hard as fuck.
glass, you know, punching the glass, so it like gets into his hands, and then he starts like fucking boxing with the glass shards stuck in his hands as like
Yeah. Yeah.
makeshift like fucking like glass knuckles or something like that. Like some spike knuckles. It's super sick. Um, I like the premise. I like the story. I like the music's pretty all right. Nothing too crazy. Um,
Sure.
I like the certain characters that Nathan, our main character, runs into. Um, this dynamic. There's like this A plot, and then there's kind of a B, like B sub A B plot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all connected in a way, but at the same time, it's like it's a little different. Um, but the goal is to save the girl, right?
Mhm.
And like Nathan's like going around driving, and he's still trying to act like a normal guy, but he's like on this war path. But he's like not aggressive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
he's like if being if you're at an aggressive level 10, you're running, you're sprinting. This guy is like at a brisk walk, a brisk
He's like
walk
kind of
to
power
does that.
walking for a little bit of it,
Yeah,
but like
like he's
yeah, it's not a
like,
sprint.
oh wait, I gotta catch up. Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay, like just a
Mhm.
little, moving change the speed to 4 to 6, not going to 10,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, um, and just the situations he just ends up in, you just sit there and you can laugh at it. Like I've caught there's multiple times in this film where I caught myself like, oh, like that was clever. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny, you
Yeah.
know. I I don't know if if it I know well we'll get into what you think about it, but I think for me, I think I'm like, am I tired of these movies? Am I getting tired of these movies?
Oh, okay. All right. All
Am I
right.
am I feeling Wiccan fatigue?
Mm.
Um,
Mm. Okay.
because you know, like the movie's not bad. It's not even just okay. It's a good film.
Right.
But when you compare it to the stuff that we've already seen, Nobody, Nobody, Monkey Man, Sisu,
Mhm.
Love Hurts, it you can't I can't help but think about like how this film feels like a special inside of another TV show. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, you think it's like an hour long special. Like if we switched on like the interdimensional cable, you know what I mean? Like like all those movies that I just named are like part of different dimensions. What we get in terms of this
Yeah.
universe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like I you know if you haven't watched any of those other movies that I listed off, right? Or maybe you watch a couple, you can watch this and be like, okay, I had a great time with this. But watching all those movies, it just makes you think like, like, it's short and sweet, but I think I'm sweetened out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
get
can
what I'm
get that.
saying? Like it's like like I enjoyed this movie, but I can't be ecstatic. I can't be like, oh yeah, like this is clever. Like this, it hasn't been done. Like the only time that like I think Nobody and Monkey Man are the only two outside of the Wiccan universe, John Wick films, or like this like genre of action film, like The Equalizer and stuff like that. Like I think Nobody and Monkey Man did it the best.
Sure.
and everything
Sure.
else has kind of been like okay. Like not okay, but like it's like oh good enough. Like it's good enough to stand up with those guys, but it's like you got the John Wick, you got Nobody, and Monkey Man like right there, and then like 1-2 notches down we got like the rest, and then Sisu's like at the bottom. Um, that's our floor. Sisu is our floor. Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah, I
That's
hate to say
fair.
that, but and Sisu wasn't even like a terrible movie. He's alright, you know what I mean. But that's our floor for these action films, and so it does have a good concept. I do like the concept of like this guy just doesn't feel pain. It creates some crazy sequences, just like the punching the glass. There's a scene like you know it, like his hand just fucking boop, just
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
bone exposed. That shit was
Yeah.
I had to kind of look away. Like,
Yeah,
I
dude,
don't know if I
it was a bit
like
much. It was a bit much. Yeah. Oh boy.
yeah, it's a little too much, but I get it. Like, I get it off the screen just a little bit. I mean, there's not a lot of blood and gore, so like if
No, there's
you're if
not.
you're
There's not.
afraid of that, like there's that one scene that we just like we literally just said. And like
It
that's
is. It
it. Like, where you
is
might
like
have
the
to,
worst. It is like the worst. Like
yeah,
everything else is
yeah. But
pretty
it's like it's
tame.
pretty quick. Like most of the movie's pretty tame.
Hmm.
Um, you know what I mean? I think Love Hurts was like bloodier than this one,
Yeah. 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 I'd
arguably.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think like out of all those films that we mentioned, I think this is like the least blood, technically the least bloody,
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
agree,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
So, yeah, so if that appeals to you, just know like that scene is toward the end of the movie. So if you the scene that we're talking about is a little too much. It's towards the end of the movie. If just caution you if you're gonna go see this after listening to our review. It's towards the end of the movie in like the last like fight outside of the ambulance, and that's all I'll say. Outside the ambulance.
Yeah.
So just prep
Yep.
yourself in that
Yep.
part.
You're
But
ready.
other than that, like it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's good. It's a good
Sure.
film.
All right. All right, man. Yeah, and just kind of give people a glimpse of kind of like what we're talking about like John Wick adjacent films. So a list of some for people to kind of understand what we're going at here. So Love Hurts, that's Ke Huy Quan's most recent film.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Reviewed that.
see. You could say this list that I'm seeing here has a few that I don't necessarily agree with. Atomic Blonde, Silent Night, the the one where the guy is like killing people on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Bullet Train. I'd say Bullet Train.
Yeah.
I'd say Bullet Train just because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
guess
almost
so.
there. It's all the high
It's like
octane.
action. It's almost like action comedy, to be fair.
Sure, yeah, it definitely cusps that for sure.
It teeters a line. It teeters a line.
Mhm.
But like this film also teeters that line too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like these type of like John Wick adjacent films, like I think they lean into the more the comedic aspect of it. Besides Monkey Man, I think Monkey Man is just pretty intense.
Monkey Man is here
Um,
too. Yeah, Violent Night,
yeah.
the Santa, David Harbour Santa killing people movie. And
Knights.
Nobody, Sisu. Yeah, yeah. And then now, Novocaine. So, which
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to put together a rank list for this sometime, DJ, for John
Yeah,
Wick
we
adjacent
got to
movies.
once we do they've built up enough capital, we could
Yeah, right.
rank it.
All right. John
I
best
mean, we
John
reviewed
Wick.
most of them.
Oh yeah, we have. Best John Wick movies that are not John Wick movies. That's what
Yeah.
we'll call it. DJ, this movie is interesting. And I've got a lot of feelings about this movie, weirdly enough, because I really genuinely enjoy this movie, but there's something about it that mildly turned me off to it. And I don't know if it's because like the plot is just very thin. Like it
is very thin.
The plot's very
Like that's
thin.
what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like that's what I mean about the like it's like in like it's a special inside of like another show.
Right,
You know,
right.
Like if Nathan was a character in like a different TV show, like this is like his one-off special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it feels like. Like
Yeah.
and I necessarily wouldn't like. I don't mind going to theater to see it, but
Mhm.
it feels like this is more like a Netflix or a Hulu special. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
right,
just pop
right,
this
right.
in. You know what I mean? This is like a straight to streaming,
And
kind of storyline.
to kind of follow up with that, it's like you said, this movie is good. It's good. Like it's a good
Yeah.
movie. I had a good time with it. It's a lot of fun. I was cracking up for most of this movie. There's a lot of parts that I thought
Yeah.
were really, really fucking funny in this. The dialogue writing is great. I think
Pretty
that
good.
they like Jack Quaid and what's her name? Wind Thunder. What is her real name? The actress. Let's see. Amber Mid Thunder. Yeah. Those two have surprisingly good chemistry.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I was surprised. Yeah, surprisingly good chemistry, and like she does her role really well too.
yeah, like they
Um.
were hot. You know what I mean? Like they were just
Yeah.
palpable, if you will. And
Yeah.
I think they did a good job of having everybody in this movie acting in like their characters were acting in a way, making decisions in ways that I felt made sense. Like you didn't have to like
Yeah.
suspend too much disbelief outside of the fact that this is like this dude doing this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because him doing it is pretty like out of this fucking world. But
Yeah, but like you could technically believe it. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, okay, yeah, he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
feel pain.
Like
technically.
the things that happen to him like make sense. The way he reacts to all these things makes sense for his character. Like the way he's interacting with all these individual characters, like the entire tattoo scene
Yeah.
it was just great. I thought that was just fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
dude. What? Like, are you talking about like after he gets that guy down, he pulls out the phone. He's like, "Hey, this is
Yeah. That
this
like
is
that part
Nathan
had me
for-"
fucking dying, dude. The conversation leading up to all of that unfolding was really fucking funny. I think that they did a really good job of like letting Jack Quaid be this character that was very similar to his character in The Boys, and
Mhm.
kind of like not necessarily typecast him, but kind of typecast him and let him just sort of like be that guy that like people know him
Yeah.
as from The Boys, you know? And
Yeah, that
the
unassuming like hero, the unassuming hero.
yeah, like he's definitely like the underdog. Like he's never done anything like this before. He's in way over his fucking head, has no clue what he's doing, but he's brave and he has heart and he's going to do it anyways and he's going to figure out the hero's journey across like him being brave and doing something he's never done before, you know? And this movie for the sake of love, right? And that's what I mean by like the plot's thin, because to me this like the plot in this is very like guy can't feel pain, girl gets kidnapped, guy who can't feel pain decides to save her. That is literally the whole movie. That
Yeah,
plot
it's like-
synopsis is the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, it like we can't even like say it's like a spoiler. It's just that's just how the movie is. Like,
That's the
it's
movie.
literally
That's
that
there is
thin of
like
a- there's nothing deeper than that. There's like some subplots, but like not really.
but even
And at the
even
same-
like
it feels
because like you were saying earlier, like the B
Yeah.
plot is like functioning off the A plot, because the A plot
yeah, it's
is
like it's an A B plot and there's an A C plot. You know,
yeah,
it's not like
yeah.
A or B.
and
like, you know?
and so like, and it all kind of revolves around this guy figuring out how to move into the next step of his life, because as far as he knows, like his entire life has revolved around this disease that he has, and he's functioned off of his life being wrapped around this disease, because that's the way it's been his whole fucking life. And now this huge fucking change happens because he's wanting to make this decision to do something fucking crazy because this girl's just tugged his nuts the right way. Like all the plots work sort of in parallel with each other, and in a lot of ways it worked in this movie, and in some ways it just didn't make the movie interesting enough. So I spent a really good chunk of this movie just wanting another one of the action set pieces. Because like it started like
Yes.
getting into caveman brain for me, where I was like, I just want to see someone get fucked up now.
Yeah,
You know what I
more
mean?
stuff,
Like,
more stuff. Who
yeah,
else? Who's next? You know?
oh, just give me fight. You know what I mean? And like, and that's just what I wanted for most of this movie. And it's not to say that like the cast was bad. Like they did a great job playing in this movie, but it did just feel a little too bare bones. And that is where I can agree with you in terms of like the John Wick adjacent movies are starting to feel too much and not enough
Like,
at the exact same time.
yes,
right?
yes. It's like it's too much or too little. Like, you know what I mean? It like, and I was about to say, like, also, you know, and it felt like the plot was like checkpoint to checkpoint. Like you can
Yes.
feel that
Yeah.
checkpoint to checkpoint. So, and like, dude, that tattoo parlor scene could have been like, that was completely unnecessary too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and that's
They
like
don't have to do
that was probably our extra scene to
Mhm.
add that extra action in. So like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's all they could do. Like, what else are you gonna add? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
even to your
Right,
point,
right.
like, what else can you really add? But at the same time, I was gonna say earlier, this feels like it like, I hope people don't take this the wrong way. It's not like, you know, because some people have different opinions about this, but it feels like an SNL sketch that got a budget, more of a budget. That's the plot. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, because like SNL is like, some of these SNL sketches, like they're funny. Like on surface, they're funny. Like, you know, like not usually not too deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But they're still
yeah.
fun. Like, you know, like it's kind of like an expanded skit. Oh, this guy just doesn't feel pain. Oh, and like that's it.
Right,
Like,
right. I
you know, keep it going.
I can see the point that you're trying to make for sure. I don't know if
Yeah.
I necessarily would say that far,
Like not SNL skit, but like
but
you know what I mean?
I grasp what you're putting down here. I do think that there's a sweet spot that we're looking for now, where like Love Hurts was doing too much, and this movie's doing just barely not enough. And then there was like Sisu that was like not doing anything at all, right? And that's why we were
I'd
kind
argue
of like,
Love Hurts doesn't do enough either. Because remember, our problem was also with the plot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
sure. I feel like when I say that they were doing too much, I mean in terms of like they were okay. So he used to be an agent, and then there's this girl, and she is involved in this thing, and he was
there's too many
involved in
movie
that.
elements. Okay, there's too many
way too many
elements to it.
moving
Yeah.
pieces, right? The reason we like
Yeah.
John Wick is because the first movie was just this guy used to be a total badass and someone killed his fucking dog, right? Everyone's gonna pay. And that simplicity worked for the time because it was our first time getting a movie like that, right? So we just ate it the fuck up. And as the John Wick movies progressed, they added a little bit more, right? Just a little bit more, because now we have this world. Now we have these extra
Yes.
people involved, right? And now that sort of spirals around each other. And we can have this expanded movie universe going to Ballerina, right? There's a place in between that I think these movies need to sit. That is a little bit more than Nobody, and a little bit less than Love Hurts, and that's where we get movies like Monkey Man. Right, that was just
Yes, like
just
the world
brilliant.
building is crucial because like these feel like one-offs, like one shots. You know, like in D&D, it just feels like a one shot.
Right.
You know, and you're like, but like, you know, but like this DM doesn't tell you anything else about what's going on around you. You know, like these feel like such like encapsulated experiences.
Yes.
So far,
Yes.
and I think that's where the fatigue comes from for me personally, because it's like, okay, like I understand the concept, like he's here, but like it doesn't give me anything else to chew on, like outside of this, like besides like, oh, like what's he gonna do now? But like really, what is he gonna do now? Like it's over. It's done.
I would have loved to see them get a little bit more personal with this character. Like instead of him kind of just bouncing and trailing out, maybe they get involved with his parents. You know, maybe they get fucking caught up in this mess, right? And so like I would have loved to see just a little bit more on like the character building from his perspective, rather than us having had spent the entire first act of this movie being a rom-com, and just kind of like throw us into it and then build from there is what I would have wanted.
And
but
there's a Nobody intro too. Like he's just doing this, like you know.
Yeah.
Like the same thing as in Nobody. He's just like doing his daily shit. Like
It just felt much quicker in Nobody, right? Because at least in the
very
first
much so.
act where it's like mundane, it was like mundane with the purpose, right? And this, the mundanity was like, oh, his life has kind of
that's just
sucked
it.
his whole life,
Yeah.
right? Like that's just what it is. And in Nobody, there was a mystery to it, right? Because we don't
Yeah.
know this guy. We don't know what this guy's done in his fucking life. What we do know is that moment where he kind of like freaked the fuck out at work. And we're like, oh shit, like this guy's fucked up, right? They don't have that in this movie. So we're kind of just functioning off of Jack Quaid being the quirky 25-year-old assistant manager for a bank. And what does that mean for us in this greater spectrum of what was happening? Your hand was up, sorry.
And I was gonna say like, and I thought they were gonna go that route again with when he showed the tattoos because he has like full sleeve as well. I was like, oh okay, is he like secretly a fucking like he used to be a fucking spec ops guy back?
Yeah, right.
And the scene at the bar,
athlete, right?
the scene at the bar where they dropped the name of the like Novocaine. That's his nickname.
Right.
I'm like, okay, he must have been some shit. He must have been some shit. No, he's just a regular guy.
He's just a regular dude. He's just a regular fucking guy.
Yeah, that's it. That just has tattoos.
Disease, dude. Yeah. Well, and he has tattoos because he likes to draw on himself. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. You know, like
I don't know if it would have made the movie better or not if they explored that. It went that route. You know what I mean?
It just clicked to me what I think my problem was with this instance. They spent more time character building his disease than his actual character. And I think because they used everything around him to further explain his having that disease, right? Which is like great because I love that they're putting that on the map because there are people in real life that have this shit. But I would have wanted to know just a little bit more about his character. More than just, I can't eat solid foods because I might bite my tongue off, right? More than that, because that still is implemented into what the disease is, right? He does tattoos on himself because he can't feel pain, so it's probably interesting for him, right? That I want more of that. That's what I want more of. Like, how does he function? Anyways, there's other actors in this movie. Funny enough, everybody.
Yeah, that also
Jacob Batalon. The guy in the chair for Spider-Man, he's in this movie. He's fucking phenomenal in this movie.
I really enjoyed him in this movie. And I just have to say, I have to give props to the writing team, the script. That is the most realistic fucking voice call over a fucking video game I've ever heard in a movie in my life.
Did you fucking crack up too over the part where he's like, okay, I'll call you back, and he's like, all right, I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Okay, I'll just go fuck myself. Yes,
went ballistic. I went because we do that shit. We do that shit all the fucking time.
Yes. I'm like, oh my god. Like, yes, like none of this fucking 50-year-old in the writer's room talking about video games, talking about like, oh, we gotta beat this level, we gotta train up for the boss, like they're just fucking chilling, gaming, and they're fucking riffing. That's it. That's it, dude.
And they did it
voice call
so well. It was so well. He's like, dude, you're really gonna fucking do this to me right now? Like the amount of times that they did, like, and it's true, dude. He kept leaving during boss fights, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
wait 5 more minutes, bro. Wait 5 more. Like, come on.
Them picking Ray Nicholson to play as like the theoretical bad guy of this movie, I think was brilliant because here's the deal, DJ. I don't think I've seen someone look as much of a fucking scummy piece of shit as this guy does. For a really long time. Dude, this guy looks like the villain, bro. I could see him at Albertsons right now and be like, oh yeah, he's fucked up.
Are you talking about Simon? The Simon guy?
The bad guy. Dude, the bad guy, right?
But like but also I love his character. He's like, dude, look, you need to change your vibe. I don't like the way you're talking to me. Like, you think he's about to like flip a switch, but he's always like that, dude.
Yeah, like, dude.
He does flip a switch, but it's not like as dramatic as you would think. You think he's like on some Joker type shit, but he's actually just like, dude, like you're killing the vibe right now. Like, like, come on.
He is kind of a fucked up dude, but like he's a dude, right? Like, and so like the dialogue they have for him like made sense in the instance of what was going on in this movie. But generally speaking, that actor kind of just looks scummy. Like he just, and
Yeah,
I saw him and I was
recognize
like,
him from somewhere, dude.
yeah, here, let's look. So Ray
Look him
Nicholson,
up, dude, because I feel like
he's in Smile
in a movie
2.
I've seen.
He's in Smile
I
2.
haven't seen that.
Let's see, Benchwarmers from 2006. I highly doubt you watched that movie.
No,
Let's see.
no.
I'm IMDb. Let's see. I Love You Forever, Gonzo Girl, Fear the Night, Michelle Remembers, Something from Tiffany's, Licorice Pizza, Panic, Promising Young Woman. Did you watch that in 2020?
No.
It's the girl that got like.
I feel like I no. Maybe his face just looks familiar, or like maybe there's someone who's similar looking to him.
That could be.
But he did know. Like I do agree. He does look like a scumbag.
He
Like,
looks scummy as fuck,
like,
dude. Yeah.
No offense to him. Like he's still good looking guy. Like but like he looks like a scum. He looks like he's up to some.
Looks like a gross
some
hedge
shit.
fund kid that just like fuck. Like he just he
dude.
has a super punchable fucking face, dude, for sure. Like
yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking though, dude, I think that this movie. I wish this movie came out 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I wish, because if this movie came out in 2020, oh my god, the way we would have ate this shit the fuck up, dude. Like if this came out just before Nobody, like if this came out before we saw Love Hurts, if this came out like, dude, this movie would have been fucking dope. But it's hard to like. Again, let me double down. This is a good movie. This is a good movie. It's just not Monkey Man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not Monkey Man.
It's
not Nobody.
It's not Nobody. It's not John Wick. You know, it's just not John Wick. And I think that's like it really just only suffers because of its competitors. And because secondly, it just didn't do enough to compete. You know, like I said, if this came out 5 years ago, this would have been fucking dope, because we wouldn't have needed any extra whipped cream on top of the ice cream, if you will. You know, it would have just been, oh, this is ignorant. That's cool. I'm into it.
Because we're saturated already. You know what I'm saying? Like we're already here. You know, we've gotten our John Wick fill. Like even though like John Wick 1 and 2, great. 3 and 4, you'd be like,
I mean, like it's still good. It's still good.
Still good. It's just like where are we going? But Nobody was great. Like you're like, oh okay, like Nobody being kind of like the first. Sisu technically came in, but like fuck, Sisu was Sisu.
I will say at the very least, the action set pieces in this movie were awesome. I thought that the choreography was great. Every instance that there was like action or like something action oriented happening, I was in. I was like at the edge of my fucking seat. Like there is the without saying too much, the torture scene. Was one of the funniest fucking scenes fucking in a movie like this, period. Right? It was hilarious. I was cracking the fuck up. And they still found a way to make that navigate into an action set piece.
I got reminded, like he gets his like fingernail pulled out. Okay, that one's also like
that was pretty
another one, like besides the really bad one at the end, that's another one that kinda,
if you're a little squeamish, it's not gory, but it's like
it's not gory, but it's like
you know what I mean?
Like that, like he doesn't feel pain. He's like, oh okay, like but you look at it like you feel pain for him.
I do think that kind of gives a little bit of a. I know it's not for you. I know that's not your quiche, if you will. I enjoy when action movies like this do things to kind of make you a little bit squeamish, right? Because like the action in this felt weirdly very visceral. Like they did a good job of making the action in this feel rugged and gritty, and in the ways that Nobody did, right? Because in Nobody, like he's getting his ass beat, right? Like it feels like authentic.
He's rusty, he's the old
action, like an actual street fight is what Nobody felt like. This like didn't quite feel street fighty, like realistic street fight, but it did feel like his character being in it made sense, because he's running half the time. Right, he's just running away.
He's ducking, dude. He's getting thrown around. He's getting fucking hit.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's banging into fucking shit and like getting his fucking bell rung.
And these guys are just like, why won't you fucking die, dude? Like that, like
Yeah.
it makes sense of that. And so like,
I wish there was a scene where, like they tested his pain and then like maybe a character would react, like one of the
and
people he's fighting.
I think that's kind of what
wish
they
like there was a one scene to
used.
be like, I mean, a little bit, but like I wish it'd be like, oh, like you don't feel anything, like oh, fuck, like you know what I mean, like,
Right,
and
right,
then he
right.
could
Like
have been like,
I think that the torture scene was kind of supposed to be that. They
but
just
he didn't get it, the guy didn't
right,
get it.
he didn't pick up on it,
Yeah.
right? And because he was masking it so well during that scene, and so like,
Yeah.
which is, oh my god, so fucking funny.
Yeah, fucking funny,
He's like, "What are you doing?" Dude, yeah, it was fucking hilarious for most of that part. But yeah, dude, I had a good time with this movie. I think that we're at a point now where we need these John Wickian standalones to start elevating things a little bit more, right? Like we need
Yeah.
more story. We need more better, more creative action set pieces, right? Like we're at a point now where we need to start evolving this before it starts falling on its own face. And like Bullet Train, I think the reason why we kind of had that engagement about Bullet Train is because Bullet Train's probably actually the perfect example of this, right? Where it is like John Wick and adjacent, but it does something different enough that it stands on its own. It was a good movie on its own. Like you could argue that it's not John Wick and adjacent because there's things that are so above John Wick in it that makes sense of that. Monkey Man has a lot of things about it that are, I think, even better than John Wick, to be honest with you. Because Monkey Man has a whole lot of passion and like heart in that movie. There's soul in that fucking movie from beginning to end, dude. And they do a lot of really great camera work and the choreography and everything. And even though it didn't have as much action in it as a John Wick movie does, it still built this story well enough that we were invested. Right. And I think I'm sure you would agree that's the next step in this. And this movie doesn't quite reach that. So with that said, DJ, firstly, should people see this in theaters? And what is your rating for this movie?
I think you should go see this in theaters. I mean, like even though like I said earlier, like it's not something you would really see in theaters. Like my personal preference, I think it's cool to watch. It's cool to bring your friend, watch it for the one time. You know what I'm saying? Bring your friend, loved one, watch it for the one time, and you have a good time. You'll it's money well spent. If you enjoy these type of movies, like there's a lot to enjoy still. Um, but I'm gonna give Novocaine an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. I like it, my friend. If this movie came out 3 months later, I'd probably say, yeah, go see this in theaters. I don't think people need to see it in theaters. Because I don't think it.
Wait, there's a lot. I forgot. There's a lot this week and next week. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, because I think that this would have been a great popcorn flick, right? Like, this would have been a great summer action movie that you and your friends don't really have much to do. Let's go check out this dorky fucking action movie we saw a trailer for.
It could be a great Valentine's movie.
Yeah. I think it would have been great in Love Hurts spot, right? Like, loose ranking. I don't like this more than Nobody or Monkey Man. I do like it better than Love Hurts.
I don't know. I'm debating on it still in my brain because there's a lot more memorable moments.
Even as it left my mouth, I was like, ooh, maybe not though.
It's like I don't know because like I don't know. Marshawn Lynch, like you have Marshawn Lynch in that movie. Like I can't forget Marshawn Lynch in that movie.
Yeah, and I think these two might be what I think about. They could be interchangeable for me. I just know that Sisu's down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Sisu's
like I said, Sisu's the floor. Sisu's our floor. But I think because to your point about Bullet Train, I think it's like they leaned into the aspects of like what makes that film Bullet Train. Like they lean into the humor, like the kind of surreal aspects of that film, just like Love Hurts does, but like it kind of like steps in and steps out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like Novocaine is like just standing next to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And
like,
this, like it's the
imaginary funny line. You know what I mean? Like
it's
Love Hurts right next to it.
It's Love Hurts if Love Hurts had better acting. No,
just like a straight line plot.
It's if
Love Hurts had a
Love
straight
Hurts
line
was
plot,
less complicated, right? Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't think necessarily people need to see this right away. I think you guys could probably wait to rent it during the summertime. Rent it. Check it out on Amazon, something like that. Like, because like the more like you were saying it earlier, this feels like a Netflix movie. This feels this movie would have fucking killed it on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like, this movie would have been great.
Yeah, like like a Max movie. You know what I'm saying?
A Max movie. You know? Yeah. Like, I think this would have been way better suited there. So I don't necessarily think that people need to see it right away. However, I do agree with you on your rating. I'm also going to give this an 8 out of 10. I think that this movie serves its job well. And that's enough for me. You know, like I don't need this movie to be a 10 out of 10. I don't need it to be big brain. It was fun. It was hilarious. The acting was great. The dialogue made sense. I mean, like, come on, like there's definitely worse fucking movies out there, and I think that
for sure
that this movie does it knew its assignment and it delivered on the fucking assignment. You know what I'm saying? And that is totally fucking cool with me. So, DJ, that is going to be an 8 out of 10 from us here at 20,000 Films. And you guys can check it out yourselves. Let us know what you think of Novocaine after you go see it. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in our Discord. We would love to hear from all of you. In the meantime, this has been 20,000 Films Under the Sea, your choice for all the nerdy pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted each and every week. If you liked what you heard, you can head on over to our Discord channel where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive content, and have early access to episodes like this one before they go live on podcasts and video services near you. If you empty your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally cool with us. You watch us record this show live right here every week on Fridays at twitch.tv/Good Show. And you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, hitting subscribe and that little belly bell over there, or by leaving a review on our podcast channel by searching 20,000 Films Under the Sea, and we'll be right there waiting for you.
Waiting for you.
We have to get going, everybody. But until next time, my friends. You know the thing?
Feel this, motherfucker.
Nice.